So anyway, welcome back. This is video number 1 for the RapidChange ATC. We're going to be talking about making your purchase with RapidChange ATC. Verifying that it works with your alt mill or your CNC. It's going to be very high level. You can go on here and do all of this obviously for yourself, but I'm just going to kind of walk through my experience and kind of how I did it. So this is the RapidChange ATC webpage, rapidchangeatc.com. And here we have the RapidChange ATC. You can view all this stuff for yourself. They do have their Discord community here. This is a really good community. You can specify by the type of machine that you have. So if you have an alt mill like me, they have links and all kinds of stuff on here. I think you can join this whether you're purchased or not. It's just a community, and you can kind of see and talk with other people about their experiences with the RapidChange ATC and ask questions and all that kind of stuff too. So this is probably the main site that you'd want to go to for RapidChange ATC if you're having questions. So they do have magazines for the ER11, ER16, ER20, and ER25. So for me, I have the ER20, 110 volt, 2.2 kilowatt Wanyang spindle and VFD. So I went into here. Due to increased sales volume, please allow 3 to 4 weeks for processing. I think this said this with mine as well. I think I got mine in like 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks. So, but you never know. Like they're pretty busy over there. This is a kind of a going viral kind of a deal here. So, so they have their basic options here. So their basic options are just the actual. Well, let me click on it here. Just the actual tool changer pocket magazine is what they call it. And so you just go in here if you just want the magazine just to do tool changes and you're not worried about dust collection or like a dust shield, or if you have your own tool setter, things like that, you can just go with this option. Is the basic option. And then you pick your machine in here. So our option would be Gerbil Hal is what you would want to choose. And we'll get into more about Gerbil Hal versus CNC Hal, I guess in another video. I guess, to keep it simple, CNC Hal is a version of Gerbil Hal. So it's not actually Gerbil Hal, but it's a version of it. It runs like it, but it is different. And so when we get into the videos with number 4 with programming and G-code and all that kind of stuff, we'll be talking about that. And there are some differences, but nothing really for you to worry about. So if we go back, they have their E24 Pro. Well, let's go here to the ER28 Pro, because my setup, just to keep things consistent here, you can get a 4 pocket, an 8 pocket, 6 pocket, whatever you want. But I got the 8 pocket, so we'll just kind of go through these settings. So the 8 Pro, this is going to be your basic $600. This is going to be your basic 8 pocket. It's got the sensors in it. I think they all have sensors in it now. I'll double check that. We'll go back here a second, but I believe they all have sensors in them now for detecting if your collet nut got seated or if there was a failure. To date, I have not had any failures, and it works really, really good. But it does have the detection, so if you're not particularly watching your machine at the time, if it doesn't clear the sensor, it will pause the program and it'll bring your spindle to the designated spot that you tell it to as we go through programming, and it will pause. And then you can manually change the tool, and when you're ready, you just hit the go button and it'll go and continue on. So it's a pretty simple project or process with that. But this one, you can see there's no tool setter, there's no dust shield. It's just the basic magazine with the sensor. So let's go back here and see if the basic model had a sensor. Let's see, ER20 basic. So it doesn't look like in this picture that it has a sensor. So there's no sensor here. So this will work just fine. I mean, I haven't had any failures to date. So I don't think the sensor is, 100% required. But for me, it's a safety thing, and if it fails to tighten the nut to set it to specs, or it just fails, or if it cross threads, which I have not had any of those issues, but it will stop the program. In this case, if it doesn't tighten it, or if it doesn't even pick it up, it's just going to move on because it's not gonna know. This is basically a dumb tool magazine. Without any kind of sensors in it or anything, so it won't know if it actually picked it up or not. So highly recommend getting the ones with the sensors. So the 20 basic, $450, the Pro for $600, an extra $150 for the sensors, well worth the money. Definitely get the sensors if you can afford it. When you go to the premium here, the premium is going to add your dust shield. And that's a really cool automated feature. You've probably seen it on some of my other videos where, it automatically opens it, closes it. You can manually open and close it. And if you manually open it, it'll stay open, and it'll disable the automatic features until you close it. So they got some pretty good fail safes in here, built right into these programs. And then if you're going to go to the tool sensor, the tool setter, you're going to want to do that right away, because they can build that for you right at RapidChange, and they'll put this all together for you, I believe. You have to verify with the guys at RapidChange, but either they'll send it to you and then they'll give you some instructions on how to pull this end off and put your end on and plug everything in. But if you contact them, I would highly recommend that you just ask Don or somebody to see if they can just assemble that all for you and make it turnkey. So when you get it, it has your tool setter and all the parts you need to make your dust shield bigger, and all that kind of stuff. Because there is a little assembly process if you get that tool setter separate. So for me, I had to kind of manually put it all together. Take this apart, put it all together, all of that stuff. So I believe he said he was going to be changing that and making it more turnkey for everyone. So I think that covers pretty much everything on here. So my setup is the ER28 Premium, and then I also have the tool setter on there as well. So let's go to the accessories here. So they have a couple of accessories. And so here's the collet shields. So it's $10 for a pack of 4. And so it has 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch. So yeah, so if you have an 8 setup and you want to use all 1/4 inch bits, yeah, you got to buy 8 of these things. It's going to be $80. So I have a DIY option. I will show you mine when we get into physical setup in video number 3. And I'll show you kind of what I've done to do mine. So I just basically picked up some cheap rubber washers at Menards. We have Menards up here in Wisconsin. So at your local, I guess, big box store or hardware store, you should be, or even on Amazon, you can get some rubber washers that have, they're like a 1 inch. You could probably get whatever you want on Amazon, I suppose, but you get like a 1 inch or a 3/4 inch diameter washer that's maybe a 1/16 of an inch thick, and the hole in it is, you just get the next size down from whatever size your bit is. So if you got a 1/4 inch bit, I just got the 3/16 inch center hole, and then that fits right over the bit nice and tight, and it holds it snug, and I just basically glue that right to my my collet nut. So we can kind of show you that, and that's basically what these are. These have self-adhesive on them, and you peel the adhesive off and you slide it on your bit, and stick it right to your cowling nut after you clean it with some kind of denatured alcohol or mineral spirits or something. Make sure you get all the grease off of there, and then these just stick to it. So these are a quick, easy option. They're just a little bit more expensive. So a couple of good options there for you. I wish they would just sell these by, if you just wanted like 10 1/4-inch ones or 10 1/8-inch ones. I think that they'll probably come out with that at some point here. They're just really busy over there to focus on this stuff, and if you were to call them, I'm sure they would put together a custom order for you. So just get a hold of Don or Thomas over there. Just do the contact us deal here and just tell them what you're looking for, and I'm sure they can get you a custom price for something for that. The optical tool setter, I would highly recommend this. So you can get aftermarket optical tool sensors. Well, maybe not optical, but you can get tool sensors or tool setters. And what the tool setter does is once you put a tool in and you touch it off to this thing, that tells your machine how long your bit is, and it tells the machine at what level is the tip of your bit, right? And then you go over to your project, and then whether you're working off of the surface of your material or the bed of your machine, then you can Z probe it, is how I do it. And you just have to do it the one time when you first start your project, when you're setting it up. And you Z it out and zero out your bit to the top surface of your material or the bed. And then all your tool changes, now it knows what bit you have in there. It knows where the tip of that bit is, and then where in your program what your zero height is. And then as it changes tools, it just touches off on this tool setter, and it'll adjust the length of the bit that you have in there each time it does the tool change, and your zero will be spot on every single time. So I've done good testing of this, and we'll do that testing in video 5, and you'll see how accurate. It's deadly accurate. And with this tool setter, they don't really show the graphic here, but I think Don sent me something where the tool setter, no matter if you touch off your tool on the very edge of this side or this side or that side or this side, this whole thing goes down straight. It's on a tripod or a 3-leg design instead of just like something in the middle. So some of the aftermarket tool setters that you can buy, they'll be the top of this. If you push down on this side, it'll tip a little bit. On the front or the back or the sides, it'll just tip just that little bit, and it won't be as accurate. Where this setup has like 3 points of contact in here where it slides down in here when it touches off, and no matter where you touch off on this thing, it's going to be the same every single time. And the settings in here are very, very, very accurate, more accurate than anything else that's on the market today, according to Don at RapidChange. And in my testing, I am less than 1,000th of an inch, 0.001. I'm less than that off. I mean, I can't even tell that I'm off at all whatsoever when I run my programs. It's literally spot on every single time. And I was able to increase my speeds, which you'll see in my testing. And I think maybe my video that has the final testing in it, it shows how fast my spindle comes down and touches off on this. So you don't have to wait a long time for it to go super slow as it's coming down. It just comes right down, touches off, and it moves on, saves a ton of time, and it's just as accurate as if you go slow. So super cool. $50 is cheap. I'm sure this price is going to be going up at some point, because this is an amazing add-on here, and the accuracy is just second to none. And even though that we're woodworkers, when you're doing certain things where you're pocketing around a 3D profile or something like that, and then you got to change bits and do your 3D profile, you want that 3D to match the level that you pocketed down to, and you want it to be right on. And this is perfect for me and what I do. So if you're not as accurate, yes, you can use aftermarket tool changers, or aftermarket tool setters, but this one is built right into this unit and saves a lot of time. So anyway, moving on here, let's see. So my video one, this is all about making purchase, and that's pretty much it, guys. that's what they have for all their parts and pieces. It is, pretty simple to get into and, put this all together, which we're going to get into. So the next video coming up is going to be video number 2, and that's going to be, what will be needed. And really, I kind of went over that in the overview video for video 2, so I don't know if we really even need to go over that. So maybe I'll just skip video 2 and go right to video 3 and get right into the physical setup and wire connections. So I know it's going to throw some of my videos off from, everybody's going to be looking for video 2, but really I went over all of that stuff. So I'll probably do maybe just a short video of video 2 just to keep them in sequence. But if you have any questions, feel free to comment. Smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can see when I post my next video. All right, guys, thanks, and have a great one.